88 Films continues its runaway train of releasing classic martial arts Hong Kong, and in this case, Shaw Brothers movies with The Kid from KWANG TUNG from 1982. This is a film I'd never heard of until this showed up at my door. I mean, Shaw Brothers made so many movies. I've probably only heard of 1% of what they ever put out. And boy, was this fun. And ridiculous. Ridiculous. This is, again, from 1982. This is a Blu-ray release. It is presented in either English subtitles. It is English dubbing or Cantonese with English subtitles. It's 89 minutes. And it looked like the opening titles to me were newly generated. I mean, the film looks perfect. And I wonder in some cases if they go back so far to the preprint materials, as it were, where they are doing video recreations of the subtitles just so that what's behind them can look so good. That's what it felt like to me. Not a huge deal. It's just maybe that's one thing that isn't original to this. So, basic story. Tell me if you've heard this one before. You have two rival martial arts schools. And the film opens in a classroom where people from these various schools are together being taught by their master or by just the school teacher. And they're pranking each other. They're trying to do nasty things. They're trying to make each other screw up in class. And there's this rivalry. So I will say the comedy in this is of the very not subtle Hong Kong variety of the period. So it's aggressively silly. It's really goofy for a lot of it. Including what I'm about to tell you. So there's a lot, I'm not going to tell you the whole story. There's a lot of fighting in the classroom. They're like, we're going to settle this out in the vacant lot, and we're going to hang up the sign from each of our schools, and we're going to fight for the right to keep your school sign, and we're going to bust up the rival. It's a big thing in martial arts films and Hong Kong films of the period is a sign and what the words say. And unfortunately, I will say this. I watched the English dub of this, because it's how I'm used to watching martial arts movies of the period. The English dub does not subtitle anything you see on screen that's in Chinese text. And that's a bummer because there are times where it's just Chinese text on screen. And you're like, well, that's in Chinese and I don't know what it says. If you watch the Chinese audio with English subtitle version, they do subtitle all that stuff. So it is a demerit to me that they didn't carry those subs over just for the time there was text on screen, because they wouldn't put it full screen if you weren't supposed to understand what it said. So they go into this vacant lot, and it's basically this whole school of guys from the beginning of the film under, like a Chinese dragon, but it's like a centipede. So it's like a Chinese centipede. And the other school is represented by this one guy in a chicken outfit. Think the San Diego chicken, but like a much more kind of accurate chicken head that has eyes that blink and a beak that does things and wings that can sprout. And it's this big comedic martial arts sequence between a centipede Chinese dragon and a guy in a chicken outfit. Now, these are medical terms I'm about to use. Here's where the dialogue differs too. In the English dub, the chicken refers to himself as a cock, male chicken, as do the guys in the rival team, and there is unintentionally hilarious dialogue that ensues due to the use of that word. In the subtitle version, they say chicken. And I'm just saying, after I watched the movie, I went back so I could take some screenshots of the discussion with the chicken as it is heard in the English dub, and they kind of cleaned it up for the Chinese. So that was unfortunate. Anyway, so it's got that silly sequence. Eventually, and again, I'm talking too much already, but a bad guy comes to town who's cradling a cat. He's Blofelding the whole time. He engages in martial arts sequences while the cat is in his arms, seemingly most of the time an actual, very mellow cat. And he's just this crazy bad guy. He's come to town doing bad things. So the two guys from the two schools have to basically band together, beef up on their martial arts training so that they can take on the bad guy. And it results in a phenomenal end fight. This is Shaw Brothers, so it's going to look great. The interiors are going to be amazing. What I call the interior exteriors are going to be amazing. And costumes, it's period piece, so it's got the old style kung fu thing going on. And it's a lot of fun. Is it a great movie? Not at all. But is it fun? Absolutely. The martial arts more than make up for the rest of it. The humor is goofy as hell. And it's just a solid Shaw Brothers entry. So I'm super thrilled that 88 is putting these movies out. 88 isn't the only one, but they're doing it pretty steadily. That we go from a period where seeing a Shaw Brothers movie widescreen was a thing phenomenal thing to be able to do, to the point where we're seeing them look like they've never looked. I can't imagine they looked this good on the movie screen originally. And we're just getting these things that are just gorgeous and beautiful presentations. This one does not have much in the way of extras. Once in a while, 88 will just load these things, and other times it's just, here's a great looking copy of the movie. You can see it subtitled. You can, sometimes they don't have an English dub, but in this case they did. And this is just one of those. This is just no muss, no fuss. This is just a great presentation of this movie. The special features are a trailer, which is a newly created trailer that's a minute, and a still gallery that runs 2 minutes that's set to the score. I'll show you what the box looks like. So we have newly commissioned art on a slipcase. What does a slipcase do? That's right, slips to reveal the same artwork on the case itself. Crack it open, and we get that same artwork on the disc. It is a reversible sleeve with a see-through case, so you can either just marvel at the original Hong Kong art, or you can take it out and flip it around and have that be your cover. And then it also comes with 6, I believe, 4 or 6 art cards, which, not Art Carney, which are either Hong Kong posters or Hong Kong lobby card reproductions with text on the back. Really great release of this film. On Blu-ray from 88 Films is 1982's The Kid from KWANG TUNG. Seriously, it's worth it for the guy in the chicken outfit.